We are very glad to have Mr. Lyle Feng with us today. He's the CEO of the recently listed company Diablo Resources. The ASX trading code is DBO. Welcome, Lyle.
Thank you, Steph. Thanks for having me.
As we know that Diablo was floated on the ASX in early October this year with the 3 projects that was spun out from previously Hawkstone Mining. I think a lot of your investors and shareholders know these assets well from that time. But Stu, could you please reintroduce Diablo and the assets it has for us?
Certainly. So as you said, Diablo is a recent listing. We listed on the 12th of October after raising $6.5 million. We have 74.5 million shares on issue. We're a spin out of, as you said, Hawkstone Mining, which is now named Arizona Lithium. They have the Big Sandy lithium project in Arizona as their main focus now, and Diablo has the 3 gold copper projects to explore in the Western US.
Right. So at the CEO of the Diablo, could you please tell us a bit more about yourself and the team behind?
Sure. Well, yep, I'm a geologist by learning, 30 years experience in Australia and overseas. I've been involved in the Western US since 2012, working on various projects. The Diablo board consists of Paul Lloyd, is the non-executive chairman. Greg Smith is a geologist with 40-odd years experience, a non-executive director. Barnaby Edgerton Warburton, another non-exec director with 20 years experience in finance. That's the Australian-based board, and we have a technical team in the US that have vast experience in drilling, logistics and permitting, and they're a great, obviously invaluable for us in the US.
That's a really strong team. So since the listing, it's been like a 2 months time. So what has been done during this time?
Since we've listed, we've been getting everything ready to go. We've had permitting at all our projects for drilling for next year, and obviously Western Desert is the first cap off the rank, and we've just been getting ready to drill. We're going to be drilling as a major focus in 2022, and all 3 projects have got some great targets to test.
So yeah, you mentioned about the Western Desert. The announcements we've seen that released yesterday regarding to the Canyon drilling at the Western Desert project, which is in Utah, I think, which is very exciting. Could you please tell us some details about this project, such as its geology, the ore workings, and the existing results?
Sure. So Western Desert was picked up by Hawkstone in early 2020. I actually visited the project in November 2019, and was very excited about what we saw on the ground. It's part of as you said, it sits on the eastern, on the Utah border with Nevada in the west of Utah, and we like the geology. It's close to the Long Canyon gold mine, about 50 kilometres away, which is owned by Barrick, over 2 million ounce mine. And the 4 criteria we liked from Western Desert is the prospective geology. It's got some big structures which can let the mineralisation through, a heat source with interpreted granites, and there's also mineralisation at surface. So the 4 criteria that we look for, we ticked off, and we pegged 268 claims for about 25 square kilometres and commenced exploration in March 2020 roughly, and we did quite a bit of stream sampling, ground geophysics and mapping to the point now where we can go and drill these targets.
So what's about the initial drilling plan at the Western Desert and how long it would be? After that, what kind of results we can expect from the initial drilling?
Yeah, so we've got 4 targets that we've picked out. The rig's currently started at Copper Blossom, which has some outcropping copper gold mineralisation and some old workings. We've also picked up 3 other targets to test on the geochemistry and geophysics. Drilling is expected to take 3 to 4 months, 2,000 metres of diamond drilling, and we expect assay results from the drilling in 2022. The guys will break for a week or so in Christmas, but we tend to sort of plough on through the January-February period to test those 4 targets.
So what about another 2 projects, the Devil's Canyon and the Lone Pine, regarding to their locations and potentials?
Yep, sure. The Devil's Canyon project is in the Carlin Trend. As people will probably know, the Carlin Trend is a prolific gold producing region. There's some very big mines over there, and we're along the Carlin Trend itself. We've got about 7 square kilometres of ground with outcropping copper gold mineralisation at Devil's Canyon. There's been some very high grade rock chips collected there when Hawkstone were there in 2020. We've put our drilling permits in and awaiting approval from the BLM to drill that one in 2022. Our other project is the Lone Pine project. It's in Idaho. It's about 6 kilometres from the Bear Track mine, which is currently under development from a Canadian company, and similar geology. There's some old workings at the Lone Pine project, and we've also got some regional prospects which have produced some high-grade gold results. Next year we plan to drill some of these areas, mainly the Lone Pine vein itself plus King Solomon, and we've also got some regional targets to follow up. We recently completed and interpreted a drone magnetic survey which has picked up some targets and have also given us more confidence in some of the other areas that the structural controls are there, and it's a matter of us getting out there and drilling and sampling next year in 2022.
So those two projects will commence drilling in 2022?
Yes, we've got permits at both and waiting approval to get going. But certainly for the next few months, Western Desert is our focus. We have the rig on site and we've got 3 to 4 months of drilling at those 4 targets, and then hopefully keep flowing on with drilling for 2022 at all 3 projects.
So among these 3 projects, which one you think have the largest potentials?
Oh, I think they're all pretty good. Certainly Western Desert, there's not many projects, I guess, where you've got mineralisation sticking out of the ground. We can't find any records at Western Desert of previous drilling, so these holes are certainly the first for us into these areas. Devil's Canyon too is exciting. There has been a little bit of drilling there probably in the late 80s. We are trying to get records on that, but some of the rock chips there have been very high, and certainly even Lone Pine, some of the drilling that Hawkstone completed in 2020, there's some high-grade results there. All these projects are early stage, but the great thing about them is that mineralisation's at surface or shallow. We're not sort of drilling deep under lots of cover.
So did the company still looking for more projects, maybe like sitting in the similar geology, or maybe more diversified assets to be included into its portfolio?
Well, I guess we could always look, but these ones we need to test. We obviously, the company floated on testing these 3 projects, and we've got drilling planned at all 3. But yeah, we're always looking at projects, but yeah, these 3 are pretty good and need some drill holes into them.
Okay, thank you, Lyle. Seems like even though we're close to the holiday season, but the company is getting busier, which means we're supposed to see more good news since now on throughout to the second half of next year.
Yeah, we hope we can have a very busy 2022. Thank you, Steph, and have a great 2022 yourself.
Thank you.